Hi, my name is Steve Keller. Today I want to give you a little bit of information on what we call Healy 2.0 in terms of what your purchasing options are, what the different options are on the purchasing options, how much it costs, all that sort of stuff. Since this video, it'll be both for people already in Healy and new people, I'm going to go into a little bit of a deeper explanation on the different benefits of the different options, how it works, different things like that. So it's going to be a little longer video, but hopefully be helpful for you. First of all, a little bit about myself. I've been in the holistic health business for about 26 years or so. I'm an emotion code and body code practitioner, which means a lot of more like energy healing type work. I'm very fortunate to have clients all over the world, and many of my clients are actually practitioners themselves. And when I saw this cool device, I thought, that really does what it says it can do. My clients could probably use this simple device and their phone and really be very empowered to improve their health, spiritual, mental, physical health on their own, and be able to do a lot of things that they usually have to pay me to do for them. And I like empowering people. It's like, this is cool. And the results I saw with my clients got me excited enough that from April of 2020 to the end of 2020, I sold more of these devices to individuals than anyone else in 42 countries. And that's not to brag, let's just give you a little bit of my background and my experience. So this little device is it's a German frequency device. Okay, it's a registered medical product in Europe and in the US. In the US, we can make medical claims for pain. And no matter what option we talk about here, the device itself will always be the same. That's the really cool thing about this is you get advice. You can change the programming on it. The hardware is always the same, okay? So you can change the programming on it. You can change how many programs on it. You can turn on some capabilities in it. But your old device, it's always the same little device. And there's three basic levels, three basic ways you can get benefit from the device, okay? First of all, there's probably 130 different programs in the device, which we'll go over, not all, don't worry, but some of them in the device that can be delivered by microcurrent. So we're going to take little cords like this, we're going to stick it in here, and we're going to run a program, and we're going to stick the other end, clip them either to wrist straps or to little sticky pads that I can put on different parts of my body. And when I deliver the program in this manner, this specifically impacts cell membrane voltage, okay? I also have an option, which people really like, of doing something called the Healy coil. You see this whole device right here? It's a Tesla coil, okay? Super cool. It has two coils on it, and it creates a field that comes about this far off of the device. And so I take my Healy coil, and I slip it in on the back of my Healy, and I clip it in there, right? So with the Healy coil, it's going to deliver some of the benefits of the really impacting your body directly, physically, and some of the impacts of being more on the what we call the informational field or the quantum field, okay? The third way to get benefits from it is vibrationally. When I run programs vibrationally, I'm going to tell the device to very specifically send information to a very specific individual or client in this, okay? And when I do that, the device is not limited by distance, okay? And one way to understand it is this, that's kind of for some of you, that's some weird languaging. Here's one way to describe it, okay? If I want to lose weight, I might actually do very specific exercises, very specific diet. And when I do that, it's kind of like directly impacting my physical body, okay? If we're talking about more on the quantum information field, this is how I would describe it. One of the things I tell people, it's kind of a joke, but actually very serious, if they really want to get in shape, there's one very simple thing they can do. It's very consistent, and you move to Aspen, Colorado. Well, what does that have to do with losing weight? Well, you see, the information around you is that everyone around you is fit and they do the right things, diet and exercise to get fit and stay fit. And so then the information around you influences what you do, the actions you take, how your physical body responds, different things like that, right? It's like, you know, I can walk into a beautiful home, okay, and it impacts me. Could I directly point on how it impacts like cell metabolism? Not really, but it's why do people pay millions of dollars for the right environment? Because it's sending different information, okay? So we have microcurrents, we have programs being delivered vibrationally, and the Healy coil tends to sit a little bit between those two and get some benefit of both. It's very popular because it's also very convenient. Okay, so I want to talk then if someone's, maybe you've been catching up on a lot of stories and a lot of results people are getting, maybe some friends of yours have gotten some extraordinary results. You're like, okay, how do I get it? How much is it going to cost me? Okay, so I'm going to go over the costs and benefits because those are two definitely distinctly different things, and it's very important to differentiate them. Okay, so in Healy, the kind of the 1.0 version that we just shifted out of, initially what we did is we had the cost of the device was higher. Okay, you could get some subscriptions, those would be monthly, but mostly you're paying right up front, and you could upgrade different levels. Okay, what we're going to do now to kind of be more in alignment with what our industry is doing and really what there's the demand for is to lower the initial price. Okay, you're going to see that we're going to include a bunch of programs for free initially as well. Some of those programs you're going to have for life for free. Other of those programs we're going to give you for free for 30 days, for 3 months, sorry. And at the end of 3 months, if you decide to keep them, you can subscribe to that program set for a nice discount versus getting all the programs in there individually. Okay, so let me screen share here, and we're going to go and talk a bit about that. Okay, so here's a here's some nice options here on what we can do. Okay, so let me just change my screen here. Okay, so hold on. All right, so you're going to see that we've got, currently about 5 options with Healy 2.0. So it goes Gold, Healy Holistic Health, Healy Aura, the Resonance, and the Professional model. Okay, so you notice at each level you get more programs and the cost goes up. It's starting at $500 for the Gold, where you get the Gold Cycle programs, bioenergetic support, and the Heal Advisor search model. Okay, and it goes up from there, from $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, or $5,100. Okay, so I'm going to break these down individually and go over them. Okay, so the first one is the Healy Gold. Okay, the Healy Gold has the Gold programs. Okay, and these are the kind of the core programs for Healy. And it also includes something called the Heal Advisor search module and the bioenergetic support tab. The bioenergetic support tab already comes with a program called bioenergetic support. It is designed to help support your body's ability to maintain health despite any outside threat, we'll say that. And this is also the program category that we put any free programs that come along, they're going to go in this one. For example, one of my favorite programs just got added for free. It's called Coherence. And Coherence is a beautiful energetic program that helps you kind of stay very grounded on very important things while being very flexible with other things in life. And that's super important to kind of move forward in life. Okay, so there's no subscription bundle with it, but you can add any subscription you want to this, and we'll go over some of those options. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go over as we go through some of the programs we're talking about. Okay. You'll notice that there's 4 different programs or applications that you can download from the App Store. Okay. The first one I go through is we call the Pink Dot app or the Healy app. Okay, the Pink Dot app is the app that you use to run individual programs. Okay, that either use the coil or the microcurrents. Okay, and this is how you run programs individually. So I'm going to connect my phone to my device real quick. So you see now my phone is now connected to the Healy. Okay. And it's going to give me the different program options. So for example, we talked about in the Gold cycle program that we have the different Gold cycle program groups, things like pure, being, balance, care, energy, relax. Relax is obvious one. This is one of the first programs I ever used. I used it after being just working myself to death, trying to move and talk to people about Healy. And it took me a bit to get my device. When I ran this program, I was sitting next to my wife and she looked at me, she goes, I just felt you relax, right? I ran it the next day again, and all I can say is it felt like I got hit by the relax bus. Pure is a great program for detoxing. Being is a great program to have peace in the middle of chaos. And so there's a manual that goes through all these different programs and a good description of them as well, okay? Now, one thing I want to talk about is this Heal Advisor app right now. If I open that app up, this is an app. Sometimes the names are a little confusing. The Heal Advisor app is the app that you use to run some other things you can subscribe to. One of the things you can subscribe to, actually, we used to have to pay for it. If you're coming into Healy 2.0, you're going to get it for free. So the Heal Advisor search program gives you the ability to very quickly and very easily figure out, hey, what programs do I run for what condition? Okay, that's a very common question. And we want to avoid answering that question, one, because it's not good to make everything super complicated. And number two, we don't want to be giving out medical advice. Okay. And so if people don't understand how to use the Heal Advisor search program, this is something you can actually very much overwhelm people on. Oh no, there's too many programs. What do I do, right? So for example, if I hit this search button, okay, and if I want to know, okay, I'm really interested in, hey, improving my sleep, okay. Actually, let's try and do hormones. So here's a good one. I want to improve my immune system. Okay, it's a great thing to do in the world at the moment. Okay, so what you'll see is it's going to make recommendations on different programs to use. Okay, and it's going to say what the program's called and which program group it's in. Okay, for example, the immune system is in bioenergetic harmony #1. Okay, third application is, and clean all is both in the deep cycle program. Care is in the gold cycle program, right? Care is the one you get automatically. Now you can subscribe to these different program groups as well, or you can purchase a Healy that includes some of these, some of them includes them for life. So if I want to start using some of these, this search option in the Heal Advisor program is a great way to really simplify my life. Why? Because I'm going to click on which one I want to add, okay? And then the Heal Advisor is going to remind me during the day. I can go in there and tell it how many programs, how many microcurrent programs I want to run a day. And it's going to pop on my phone. Hey, Steve, remember, run your program, right? And so since we're all lead such busy lives and we don't need tons more information, this is a great way to make using your Healy a lot simpler. really lower that activation energy so you don't have to think and remember to do all this. Just listen to your phone. The phone says, hey, by the way, run your program. You're like, cool, boom, hit it and start running the program, okay? So option number 2, we call it the Healy Holistic Health. The Healy Holistic Health is going to be $1,000. It's going to include these programs for life: the Gold Cycle, Bioenergetic Support, the Mental Balance, which has all sorts of beautiful programs for improving mental health, and we can show you some of those. The Meridians 1 and 2 programs, and the Heal Advisor Search Module, which we talked about again, which gives you the ability to figure out which programs to use. Included initially for free for the first 3 months are also the fitness programs and Bioenergetic Harmony number 1 and number 2. At 4 months, if you want to keep the fitness Bioenergetic Harmony number 1 and number 2, it's a $48 a month to keep those programs. And you'll notice that's a really nice discount versus buying them individually if you maintain that subscription, okay? So we'll briefly go over some of these other programs so you have a general idea of what you might get at the different levels, okay? So Gold Cycle, we already talked about. Where it's called pain stimulation right now, I believe it's going to be called local stimulation in there. Local stimulation is just dealing with physical discomfort, okay? And these programs are to help with physical discomfort, and we can actually make a lot of health claims, some health claims on this, even per the FDA. And these are some of the most popular programs because so many people deal with this and it works very, very quickly, okay? The next program group is learning, just having help with memory. If you're taking tests, it's great for your kids, great for if you're studying for something for a job, dealing with a lot of stress. Again, how do you know which one to use? Well, you can either use the Heal Advisor search option, or we're going to show you something super cool in the future where the device itself will read your information field and tell you what to do. So learning programs, the fitness programs, we talked a bit about this. I love using the stamina program myself when I'm working out. I will often actually go for a bike ride and I'll hook some electrodes up to my back or my leg, and I'll run the programs while I'm bike riding, and I find it's quite helpful, okay? Job and sleep, very interesting that these are together. The sleep programs are definitely some of the most popular because a lot of people do not have very good sleep. Also great programs if you're dealing with stress in your job or business. You know, the ability to follow through, the ability to kind of get going, you know. There's an activation program, for example, right here on, okay, hey, let's stop procrastinating, let's do this. One of the things you'll notice is these little symbols right next to it. Those are an indicator that those programs are very well designed to be used with the Healy coil. So if you buy yourself a Healy coil, these are about $200 US. Those are the programs that you can also use in conjunction with that cool accessory, okay? Mental balance, we talked about that already. Inner unity, different cool things like this. Beauty and skin, actually some really interesting programs here. This is some of the more interesting areas I got results was with skin, okay? Really interesting for people when they do, for example, a scan from the device where the device tells you what you need, and people maybe, for example, they might have an injury, and one of the first programs will come up will be like local wound support, and they're like, oh my God, I had that freaky little thing, even though I had an injury, a wound. And so that's kind of fun to see that for people. Now, keep in mind, skin isn't like your skin is all throughout your body. So sometimes these skin programs will come up, you're like, that doesn't make sense, but it has to do with healing in different areas of your body, okay? So Bioenergetic Harmony number 1 has all sorts of different interesting things. You see the eye program here, I've gotten amazing results with my eyes. Hypersensitivity can sometimes be, you know, if I respond poorly to different types of foods, situations like that, that's very helpful. A lot of programs in here for balancing hormones, and seen some extraordinary results with that. Bacteria and tonsils, liver, food sensitives, all sorts of cool things. The other day I had the scan and the resonance, and we'll talk about that a little later, came up for both bacteria and tonsils, and I kind of ignored it. And a day or two later, I'm like, oh, wow, I think I've actually got an infection. And the device, the scanner device, already knew that before I felt the physical symptoms. And if I had been doing that, probably would have nipped it in the bud a little bit quicker. As it was, it went away really fast. Lungs, amazing. I've had a lot of people are like, oh, well, I need help with my lungs. And they ran the program and they're like, bam, I felt my lungs open up really quickly. Meridians 1 and 2, these are to help with the energy flow at different places on your body, okay? Large intestines, fatty degeneration, bladder, all sorts of cool things, stomach. I've often, if I have indigestion, I'll often, if I eat too late, I'm 52, I can't get away with that anymore. I'll take the Healy and run it on a digestive program and put it on my stomach, and boom, I don't have to take enzymes or anything like that. And that's one way this device will save you money, is really reducing the amount you have to spend on supplements. Chakras aren't some weird spiritual thing, just representations of different energetic centers in your body. Very helpful programs to put you back into balance and back in alignment with your beautiful, original, powerful design. Protection programs, we've got a lot of crazy stuff around us, whether some people are very sensitive to EMFs, it's very sensitive to Mercury retrograde, different things like that. And these programs can often help you, depending on the environment you're in, kind of shield you from the impact of a lot of that. Okay. The deep cycle programs, I know this used to come for free after 2 weeks. I think that might change a bit when you're dealing with Healy 2.0, but some really extraordinary, very cleansing programs in here. This Digest All program, really amazing. Also the Breath of Life to really improve lung function as well. Now, you'll see some additional programs in here which you would subscribe to, and these are subscriptions that you would subscribe to outside of the 5 different options we're talking about. We have a watch that reads all sorts of biometric data on you, super cool. Then based on what the information the watch picks up, then you will run certain programs that come with a watch subscription from your Healy itself. Also, more Healy Watch programs. DN stands for just digital nutrition apps. So to receive the benefit and the frequency of a lot of different supplements and combination of different nutrition digitally, and yes, it does actually work. With the eyesight program you saw before, and an eyesight program and a digital nutrition program, if I do it consistently enough, I can actually read the tiny little serial number on the bottom of my Healy without glasses, which is like mind-boggling to me how well that worked. So here's the bioenergetic support tab, which we talked about. Coherence is one of the free programs, and the other free programs will land in there as well. Bioenergetic revitalization. This is just an additional subscription that you could get if you. These programs are really for turning back the hands of time. We'll say that. And I have some friends who are really freaked out about the results they've gotten with that. Animal programs. Really extraordinary results people are getting with their animals, and there are some programs in here that are very specifically geared toward animals. And by the way, animals, very helpful to use the coil with it, but we also have different accessories to help use this on your pets. All right, more digital nutrition mixtures, we talked a bit about that, and a lot of digital nutrition mixtures. Substances number 2, 3, 4, 5, and therapist programs. So here, one of the things to understand about the Healy is the parent company to Healy, Time Waver, first had large practitioner level devices that cost $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, take a year to figure out how to use. Okay, and the Healy was designed to kind of bring that down to a much more reasonable price and use an app on your phone. Now, one thing you can still do is you can still work with a time waiver practitioner who can develop a very specific protocol specifically for you. And then it's downloaded and you'll see the ability to get that programming right here for any programs you've purchased, okay? Okay, all right, so we're back to your 5 different purchasing options. We talked about the gold, we talked about right here, the Healy Holistic Health for $1,000, and we went over some more of the programs. And we're going to talk about the what we call is the not the Resonance, the Healy Aura, okay? And now you're going to see that we have 3 different apps you're going to download from the App Store. The first 2 only use the Heal Advisor, the little swoopy thing, and the Healy app, which we tend to call the pink dot app because of the pink dot. Now you're going to add this next app called the Resonance app. And this level, we call it the Aura. Okay, so included for free for life are the Gold Cycle programs, the bioenergetic support, mental balance, both Meridian programs, something called an Aura scan, which we're going to demonstrate for you, and the Heal Advisor search option. Included for free for the first 3 months are the fitness, bioenergetic harmony 1 and 2, local stimulation, so it's dealing with physical discomfort, and specifically the sleep programs. And after that 3 months, if you want to continue subscribing to all those, that will be $80, and that's a 40% discount. Okay. So one thing let's do is let's jump off, and I'm going to show you what the Healy Aura scan is about, because this is something I actually do very regularly and I love it. All right, so both the Aura, which we're going to do right now, and the Resonance scans, you need this blue dot app right here. So we're going to open this up real quick. And we are now connected to this blue dot app, and I have both of these available on mine. I don't know how it will look if you just have one available, but I'm going to click on the Aura analysis. And real briefly, one of the things to understand about this app is you have the ability to really operate in more of the quantum realm. This is very popular with people who are any level practitioner because they can use it with clients and they can use it over distance, either with family members or friends. So for example, if you have you know, a lot of mother of 5 kids, okay, you can enter in all your different clients in here, okay, enter in your kids as clients, and it gives the ability to do scans on them, to run beneficial programs on them. So it gives you this incredible tool to really impact a lot of other people's health, whether you're some sort of health professional. You know, I use it with my clients. A lot of the people that I've sold devices to are practitioners. They use it a lot with their clients. Really adds a lot of value to what they can give their clients, or just family members or pets or anything like that. So you would go in here, you would add someone as a client with basic information like a picture, different things like this. The device will then scan them energetically and enter them in as a client. We're not going to go into a lot of detail on that, but it's super cool, and there's a lot of training videos out there on how to do it. But if I choose myself as a client, okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to click this Aura analysis, because that's the first one we talked about, and I'm going to click myself as a client. I'm going to click record my Aura, okay. And Aura chakras have a lot of connectivity, so you're going to see both information about my Aura. I could go in here and get a lot of advice on what to do with that, or click on the analysis, okay. And interesting, you know, one of the things that you see here is the forehead chakra is a little low. What does that mean? It just has to do with, you know, I kind of wing these videos, right? So I don't have the forehead chakra is a little bit about, I know who I am, where I'm going, how I'm going to get there. And see, it may look like I know what I'm doing, but right now the device just told on me that, yeah, no, Steve is totally winging this. and has no idea what he's doing. Okay, so if we click the start analysis, it's going to pick the 3 lowest, and it's going to run a little bit deeper dive. Now, again, this device is kind of reading my energy, my information field, and it's spitting out some information here. Now, the root chakra. So it talks of, it's going to show a percentage of how important it is, or how recent it is, then how important it is. We're not going to get a lot of detail on that. From here, I can look at the information on here. I can click on action and email it to myself or a client, or I can click on vibrate and I can run a vibrational program from here into my information field or into someone else's information field. And so it's just kind of very subtly shifting, how, it's like your environment, the energetic environment you have, and how it influences what you're thinking, feeling, saying, and doing, influencing your physical body as well, and in a very subtle way. Okay. Now, one of the interesting things about that scan, both the aura and the resonance analysis scan, is often it's so accurate it freaks people out. I'm going to give you a simple example of that. I saw a video of a young man, and he was sitting next to a friend who ran a aura chakra analysis for him. Sometimes the information is a little personal. You kind of slid the phone over to him, let him read it on his own. And he asked him, he goes, "Hey, man," they're hanging out in Bali. He goes, "Hey, bro, what did it say?" And the guy's like, "Oh, man," he goes, "it told me that the mother's love is received as control and manipulation." His friend goes, "Whoa, is that accurate?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "I talked to my mom for the first time yesterday in a year," right? And he says, "Look," he goes, he did a little video later. He goes, "Look, here's the deal. I've spent probably $150,000 on my personal development. I work for Tony Robbins. Okay, this is what I do. But this relationship with my mom had just been stuck. And the insight the device gave me, and then the vibrational healing it sent to me to help me deal with it, I finally just looked at my mom for who she really was, what she'd gone through, and I just forgave her and I let it go. Totally life-changing. Anyways, so very cool what that will do, both the aura analysis and the resonance analysis that we'll go over in a little bit. The clarity of insight that gives people is always freaking people out. Even if they use it for a year, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that thing picked that up." Like I just told you, it picked up that tonsils bacteria, like, yeah, get on that, but I didn't feel the symptoms, so I kind of ignored it initially. So now we're going to go from the aura. Remember, we have the gold, the Healy Holistic Health, the aura. So the aura is the first one that includes a scan from the Blue Dot app. And now we're going to go to the resonance app here. There we go. And the vast majority of devices I've sold in Healy were with the resonance. Now, one thing it does is it includes the program from the Blue Dot app called Resonance. So you're going to get both the resonance scan and the aura scan for life. Those scans are something I would happily pay $100 every month for. But at this level, they're actually included for life with no subscription, which is huge. Most of the time, either people buy this level or they're like, "I wish I would have." Now, I'm not trying to just force you into buying more expensive device, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Hey, most of the time people say they don't buy this level. They come back and say, "Man, this is really the level I want," because it really unlocks this incredible superpower abilities of this device. So included with this automatically is gold, bioenergetic support, the mental balance, meridians 1 and 2, the aura scan, the resonance scan, which we're going to go over in a bit, and the Heal Advisor search module. So now with the resonance scan, we're going to show you, and with the Heal Advisor search, you have 2 different ways to figure out, hey, what of all this, there's too many programs, what do I use? It's like, hey, you've got 2 great device tools now to do that. The Healy search module, where you just type in a certain condition, it pops up and you tell it which microcurrent programs you want to run, or the resonance scan. And we're going to go over that a bit. Also included for free for the first 3 months are the fitness bioenergetic harmony 1 and 2, sleep, the chakra programs, bioenergetic revitalization. Like if you're over 40, you will really like that one. And the learning program, great one if you have a lot of learning to do at work, or if you got some kids who you really want to help turbocharge their learning ability. That is a great option. So this one is $2,000, and all these programs, if you take advantage of the 40% discount and just maintain that description, that one is $122 right there. All right. Oops, let's go up here. All right, so we're back into the Blue Dot app, and we're going to talk about the resonance analysis. So why do we call it a resonance? So the device, the sensor in here is going to figure out what you resonate with. And what do I mean by that? You know, if I have two tuning forks are the same, okay, and if I hit one and this vibrates, when I bring it closer to this one will also resonate at the same frequency. So the device sends a lot of different frequencies at your body and then measures very specifically how your body responds to it. And based on that measurement, it can figure out a stunning amount of information about what's going on for you, but also what you need. So this doesn't just scan you and say, here's your issue. It turns around and goes, hey, here's what you need help with, and try this. It's going to be super helpful. Okay. So again, you first need to enter in a client. I have myself in here. I have my pets, my kids, my wife. I actually also have our marriage in as a group. Very helpful. A lot of people put their businesses in there as well. So if I all right, so one of the things to understand when you use this, and there's a lot of instructions available, you want to have a clear intention of, okay, what do I want with this? This is something, the more you use the device, the more confidence you have in it, the more accurate it gets. And so if we choose a database, what you're going to notice now is there's a lot of options here, okay? Because right here, it includes all of the programs that we can do by microcurrent, right, through the Pink Dot app, and a whole bunch more programs as well, okay? You're going to notice in here, so I've got a couple options of what I can do. I can scroll down all this, and I can just click on all Healy programs. This isn't really picking all Healy programs. It's picking all of the microcurrent programs that I could run, okay? And I don't have to put my thumbprint on there. It's just so I'll stay focused, my intention focused on what I want out of this. And right now it comes up Healy learning programs. Interesting, because of that's probably very accurate right now, because you see I'm trying to process a lot of information right now. Similarly to how my forehead chakra was low and says, oh yeah, Steve is just totally winging it. Also, this is showing, look, I'm processing a lot of information. I need help. So the Healy beauty programs, bioenergetic harmony 1 and bioenergetic support. That's interesting too. You know, this one would make sense. 50% resonance, a decent need for it. I've still noticed I've had a bit of green discharge out of my nose today, indicating I'm still dealing with some sort of infection. And then that's accurate that I could really use a little bit more of support in my body's ability to heal itself. But if I'm wondering what Healy learning programs do I really need, I would go back out, I would choose myself in here, and then I would go into the Healy learning category program, and I would run the program there, and I would say, hey, of all this, what do I need the most of all the programs in learning? What would be most beneficial to me right now? Exam acute. So doing a video for this is kind of like an exam, because I'm being tested. Okay, it's like, okay, you've got a certain time period and you're under pressure and you got to deliver. So that's kind of cool. Anyways, so I want to very briefly go over some of these other programs. I can't take a lot of time to do it, but there's a lot of really extraordinary programs here. For me, some of the most time I spend is in here doing things like Bach flower remedies. This is an energetic program that can scan me for what Bach flower remedies I need. It's going to give me also recommendations corresponding to what essential oils to use, or different gemstones. Expulsion from dirt. Interesting. So I've never seen that one, and I think I was a little distracted when we ran it. So let's do this again. And I'm going to focus my attention a little bit differently. Back to Bach flower. Interesting. I've never seen that one before. Dirt, aiding personal development support. Interesting. This one comes up a bit for me. I tend to work too hard. Okay, so my options here are I could take this remedy itself, and or I could run it vibrationally. So under actions, I can choose to vibrate it into my information field. I choose the time. There's instructions and training on how to do this. Or I can go out and get myself some oak Bach flower remedy. So a lot of different programs in here on, for example, Bach flower remedies, Australian bush flowers, Alaskan gem elixirs, a Chinese I Ching program, all sorts of different things to really balance you energetically, so that you can really help increase your level of consciousness. In other words, your ability to walk in love and peace. And the real interesting thing about that is the ability to do that will radically impact your physical health. I work with a lot of clients with a lot of chronic health issues, and that's often the most important thing, is not what supplements to take, but how to be more at peace, how to get rid of shame in their life. And if you do that, then they can start healing. So we will end that real quick here. All right. All right. So there's a lot of different things you can subscribe to. And if you besides taking advantage of the 40% discount of keeping that bundle that you are offered to, and you get for free the first three months. One program group, you go to 2 program groups, you get 10%, then 3 programs, 15% off, and 20% off. Also, you can upgrade from any level to any different level at any time, and you'll see the prices listed here. Here are all of the program groups, okay, and which ones there are included. I'm going to include a link to this document in the YouTube video so that you can download this and look at it in more detail. But for example, if I want the digital nutrition program, that actually used to be $100 and was well worth it. For $60 a month, that's an amazing deal. Some of these programs are actually very inexpensive. The wellness program, $12. All of these programs here in category number 2, sleep program, $20 a month, right? A lot of times people spend a lot more money than that just on a sleep aid. So sometimes that program is included for free, included as a bundle, or you can buy it individually. So you've got a lot of options on how to do this. And I think that's the end of the document there. Anyways, hope this has been helpful. I know it's been a little long, but having done this for a while, I wanted to do a little bit more in-depth video for you and kind of go a little bit more, not into just the features, but some of the benefits of the different programs and why you might choose different programs. Anyways, I'm incredibly grateful this little device came into my life. It's really cutting edge ability to put this type of technology and healing power in individual people's hands with a simple app that you can use for yourself and your family. Definitely made a huge difference on my own family and on that of my clients. And I look forward to you joining our Healy family. Thanks.